All right, hi, Michael. Hope you're doing well and everything. Thanks for reaching out with these questions. I think they're really good questions, and I'm glad you realized that while things are working, it doesn't seem quite right. And so I'll walk you through these. I'm not going to give you the answers yet. I'm just going to give you some hints. If you need more help than that, just email back and I can give you more hints. All right, looking at 5 here. The trick is you don't need a static variable. I'm going to try and just write it out here. Sorry, wrong screen. So basically, the idea is that if you have num digits of 5329, we know that this is going to return a 4 because there's 4 total digits. So the way to do it recursively is just to say, okay, I'm going to make it one step simpler. So I'm going to say take off the 9, and that counts as one digit, right? So we'll do that divide by 10 to chop it off, but that's one digit, and then we're going to recall it with the number of digits there are in the remaining number. So 532. Right, so basically this is working off the principle that the 9 is one digit, and then if this num digits here returns a 3, then we know we'll get our right answer of 4. Right, and so how this looks recursive then is we still have this 1 in front, but then when we call num digits 532, it does 1 for the 2, and then recalls it with num digits of 53. Okay, so we're just building basically a string of plus ones here, because then num digits 53 will do a 1 for the 3 and call num digits 5. So we still have the two previous ones, the one new one, and then num digits, sorry, I'm having problems typing there, num digits 5. And then finally, this is the base case where our number is less than 10, because that's just a single digit. So a 5, a 6, a 9, whatever, those are all just going to be one digit, so that should just return 1. And so that'll finally finish. So it'll finally be able to calculate the sum because this one returns and doesn't call recursively, and then that'll just get us 4. So the trick is you have to chop off the back digit and then recall the method. So basically, I'm going to call it with, I'm going to return a value of 1 plus num digits. This is kind of the generic case. This would be smaller number, right? So where you divide it by 10 and chop it off. So that's what you need to return in the recursive step, and that'll basically get this pattern. And hopefully that makes sense. If not, just shoot me back email. All right, number 6. Yeah, this is tricky, and we would like to avoid having to copy the array over because that's a lot of work. And so basically what we can do, and I did make a starter for all these for chapter 13, is if you look in the starter, the way that works is besides taking in the array, you take in a position, which is where the sum starts at. So for the default case at the start, you have your index start at 0, and then all you do is move it over 1 each time. So you don't have to recopy the array. You keep calling it with the array name, but then you move over the index 1, and then you don't have to copy the array. All right, so again, what this should look like is if I've got this array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to call find sum with my array name and position 0. All right, and then we're going to keep going until we reach 1 less than the length. I think that would be kind of our base case. So basically this one would take the 5 and then call find sum with the same array, but now starting at position 1. So you've already taken care of the 5, right? And then this find sum array position 1 will return a 10 plus recall the array with position 2. Right, and then so forth and so on, dot, 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 until we hit the last one, and in that case, we could just return the value at the last spot. So once we reach the length minus 1 again, that's the base case, and then just return the value that's at that spot, right? And then it'll, kind of like the previous one, it'll add them all back, right? So again, the call should be something like return, like you did, array 1, or whatever, position, whatever that index is, so whatever is being passed in, right? This number right here, whatever that number is, and then return that, plus recall the array, so find sum, and then just recall it with array, the same array, and then the IDX plus 1. We're moving 1 down the array. So it looks something like that. Sorry that didn't quite all fit there. I still can't get it to fit, but Okay, so it would look something like that would be what the recursive call looks like. Okay, last one here is my guess is your struggles on this one were trying to get them to print in reverse order, right? So I kind of modified your code a little bit. You used your while loop. I changed your base case a little bit, but used your while loop and then recalled it with one less here. Okay, so I think what's going on is this currently, the way I modified your code, it prints the triangle upside down like that, right? And so you're trying to figure out how do we make it go the other way. So basically, I think you can use pretty much what your code was before. Um, but the trick is you just have to sort of change the order. So the way it is now, it prints the row of the triangle, like 5 brackets or 4 or whatever, and then it recalls it and prints the next one. So that's what's showing up here is it goes 5 little things and then recall it with 4, which shows 4, and then recalls it with 3. So we just got to reverse the order. So to give you a picture of this, when you do print brackets 5, you want it to call print brackets 4 first before printing anything, right? And same thing, 4 will call 3, call 2, call 1, and then 1 will actually print this, and once it finishes, then 2 will go. So basically, then it'll get the order reversed if you recall it first, and then do the printing of them, right? So basically, your code is fine. You just have to rechange the order of it. Again, hopefully that makes sense. If not, again, reach out. All right. Hope you're doing great, man. Take care. Bye.